Parenting travel. So, just for a quick break, like I was telling y'all, we're going to have a little section always moving on with our podcast, of course, current in travel. First of all, I want to tell y'all, please do not forget to subscribe, share, like, and follow. Please, that's how we're going to get subscribers. That's how we're going to expand. That's how we're going to get bigger. That's how we're going to be able to keep the brand alive and keep it going. Also, don't forget to check out our online store. Don't forget to check out our brand, Ivatawear, IVTAWEAR.com. Sorry about that. www.ivtar.com. We have some cool stuff on there. We also have it on our Facebook shop, Instagram shop, and of course I gave you all the website. Support us. We appreciate it. It's been keeping us alive and keeping us afloat through this whole pandemic and everything, because we're not booking any travel, so we really, really appreciate that. I appreciate that. Right? The team appreciate that as well. We have some cool stuff in there. We also have some new stuff we have on our website, www.islandvacas.com, ISLANDVACAS.com. New in travel, wellness travel, luxury travel, sports travel. Of course, sports travel would be for people out here in America. Super Bowl coming up, golf coming up, Indy 500 coming up. So I'm gonna share that information with you. It's also on the website. We're watching the restrictions on travel, like I said, with the United States, Canada, Europe, all putting restrictions on travel for the Caribbean, specifically my island, St. Lucia and Barbados. A lot of stuff is going on there. I'm going to put the link at the bottom of the page when we're all done, which will give you the latest information on preferred suppliers for COVID policies and what they're doing to make it better. So we're gonna also do that. So I want to thank everybody for just subscribing on that information. Check it out when I put it in the bottom of the link. Right? So moving on forward, as I told y'all, podcast number 12, updates in travel. Last, I was giving y'all information on the Canadian imposing mandatory hotel quarantine and bans for travel to Mexico. So moving along forward, Carnival, a little bit of enlightening news in travel. Carnival and Port of Miami break ground on Terminal F expansion. So even in the middle of all this pandemic, just to give us hope, to let you know that this is not the end of travel. It's going to come back. Miami, Port of Miami, beautiful port. Love it out there. Love it out there. Port of Miami is also, it has an expansion. They just built Terminal F. Right? So that's actually going to make traffic a little bit better. I think that's actually going to be a nice expansion for the port. Let me just tell you what's going on there. So Port of Miami and Carnival Cruise Line held groundbreaking ceremony today at the site of a state-of-the-art expansion to the cruise port's Terminal F, which will serve as the home port of Carnival's next excluded class ship. Right? So they're going to open up a port. They're going to do some expansion on the port. And that would be for the new ship that's coming up from Carnival. So Carnival is even launching ships to right now. And that's Carnival Celebration. Right? So that will be the home for that ship. That's the sister ship to the Mardi Gras, which is another ship Carnival has that came out. Big deal about Mardi Gras. Mardi Gras is New Orleans, Mardi Gras. So yeah. That ship actually has like 5,374 passengers. So Carnival Celebration is currently under construction in Finland and is slated to make a debut in Port of Miami in 2022 actually. So still has some time, but they're already making all the adjustments for Carnival to be able to do what they need to do as part of the cruise line's 50th birthday festivities. So that's what's going on in Carnival in Miami. At least there's some good news in travel concerning some expansion, even as everything is going down, right? So not everything is bad. We still have some hope. So Airline Sick holds support of post-vaccination travel without quarantine. That's new news, right? So Airline Sick holds support of post-vaccination travel without quarantine. So just gonna go into this a little bit there for us to get a little bit more knowledge on it. Aviation and travel industry groups are entreating the World Health Organization, a United Nations agency, to keep the notion that it's safe for those who've been vaccinated against COVID-19 to fly without quarantine. That's a very good question. Just a thought, right? So if you've had the vaccine, do you still need to quarantine? That's pretty much what the question is. So on January 27th, the International Air Transportation, and that would be association, that's IATA, and that's who affiliates for travel agents and the flights and everything, airlines and everything, said that whole support of the principle in vital to the development of acceptance of digital travel passports, smartphone apps, the purpose of which is to help people resume travel as soon as the epidemiology cautions allow. So that has to do with what I discussed last week about the travel passport and travel apps. It's something new that they're trying to implement to try to bring travel back to normal as soon as possible, right? Travel been hurting for a little bit because they can't figure out how to maneuver. And if you've been tested, how would you know you're clear to travel? So they're trying to implement stuff like travel passport, which is pretty much like a travel app. So they know already you've been tested and you're clear, you're good to go, and you could travel without being quarantined. So that's the big question now. So IATA, which is the organization for travel, they're starting to question it, like who's on that part, like if it's acceptable to even be able to do it, because it kind of infringing on some people's rights, or how can we be able to get back to normal? Because we need to try to get back to, well, the normal as possible, as soon as possible. So that's what they're trying to find out a way to be able to do it. So a travel passport is an option. A travel app is an option. So it'd be like you've gotten your COVID test or your COVID vaccine, or you've been quarantined or whatever it is. It's like a clearance, kind of like, right? Or you tested that you don't have the virus. So that's why they're trying to implement those travel apps, or as we said, travel passports. So the airlines getting involved in that. IATA is getting involved in that right now. We can say whether we want what we do. They were just saying, they're just talking about, like I said, the travel passport, the smartphone apps. So it will just be able to, you'll just be able to show it and be able to clear to be able to travel on planes or cruise lines. So that might be the easiest way for us to get back to it, because after everybody has gotten vaccinated, they'd want to know, or whoever that decide they want to get vaccinated, or you clear, you don't have any thing, you would want to travel, so you'd be able to show it. So instead of doing all the paperwork like we've had to do when I traveled to Mexico, they're trying to implement like the app or the passport. The passport is probably like a stamp, right? So that's pretty much it. I was just trying to explain it the best way I could. Moving on along in travel, Southwest Airlines returns to the 737 MAX to revenue service in March. That's just a quick story in travel. And that's pretty much a brief of what's going on. So as I said, airlines push back against possible COVID tests on domestic flights. So that's in America. They don't want to have us to take the COVID test for domestic flights. Worst case scenario, cruises will resume in July. Says Port Canaveral. They're the busiest cruise line in country, so they're saying that it's going to resume in July. Canada imposes mandatory hotel quarantine bans on travel to Mexico and the Caribbean. That's going on right now. And yes, America does have a ban right now on St. Lucia, Barbados, and a few islands. So does Europe. Carnival and Port of Miami break ground on Terminal F expansion. So on a good note in travel, Carnival Cruise Line and Port of Miami are expanding, so that makes it easier to travel. That's the spot right there, Miami, Port of Miami. Airlines Sick, which is an organization, support of post-vaccination travel without quarantine. So that's another story right there. Also, Southwest Airlines return to 737 MAX in March. And that's pretty much it in travel, right? So that's a lot going on in travel. I myself, I'm gonna go to a few more meetings and keep you all updated every week as to what's going on. I'll try to make some quicker, shorter videos during the week to post up. We do appreciate your support on the YouTube channel. I do need some more watch time, guys, so please feel free to share with your friends, subscribe. I do have important information in there, so share it with your people. Thank you for my people that already subscribed. I do appreciate it. You all are witnessing the live edition of it, so when I re-edit it and put it on YouTube, please check it out on there. That's why I really need the watch time, right? But I appreciate all the love. Please check out our online store. Please like my heart, you know. Stay strong, stay positive, guys. I think the worst already passed in this whole pandemic thing. Let's all have faith, let's all be strong, and I'll keep you all updated on everything that's going on. Check out our website. Let me know what you like on the new website, because we're doing some new edits and some new stuff on there. Maybe in the near future I will be needing some agents, so I will let you all know about that. I might have some, like 2 opportunities or so to be able to have people that are really interested in travel. So I'll stick around a little bit on here to see if you all have any questions or anything. And yeah, at least 5 more minutes to see if you all have any questions. But I really appreciate you all tuning in, and all the love, and stay strong. See y'all in February, right? And let's see what's going to go down. Stay positive, stay strong, stay hungry, and be creators, right? Till we go and travel the world and scour and figure out where to conquer next. Right, guys? So from me to y'all and the whole team from Island Vacation Travel Agency and Ivataware, and have a good one.